Well, good morning, my friends and followers. All of my friends on Facebook, and we on LinkedIn, Twitter. All of you followers, we are so excited today to be coming out and share what's going on today. We're excited, but today is the primaries, and we've just been in the game for a while now, dealing with righteous leaders being exalted and sticking straight, like I say, strictly with the word of God. And so we just wanted to jump out today and just encourage everyone to go out in the state of Iowa, go out to the polls and make sure you vote for righteousness. You know, Dr. Clark I've been really working behind the scenes a lot with a lot of leaders for many years, over 20 years, really making sure we understand the need to really go out and I said and vote when it comes down to righteous leaders. I'm through with the individual parties, whether this party, right, righteous, this party is Republican, this one Democrat, independent, whatever. Our goal is to make sure that the word of God is worked out in this earth. Righteousness exalted for nation. And you're not going to get me off of it. I'm going to stay the same way. Those of you that's been following me, you should know your girl now. It's a Dr. Shirley Clark is going to stand for righteousness. There was a point in my life that I didn't know the Lord. And when I did, everything in my life shifted. But it took years to work through some of the pains and tragedies and things that happened in my family. And so we need to make sure this nation is set up to bless and not be cursed or any other way distractions a lot of distractions going on right now. And so I'm excited right now. In just a few moments, I'm excited because I am working with an incredible candidate for 2024 presidential race, and I'm excited to present to some of you all. Some of you might not have, because I've been on different other platforms with him, and maybe you're still wondering what in the world is this woman doing. Every time I see she's kicking, I said sharing something about this man called Dr. Roland Roberts. And so, in just a moment, we're going to bring him up. Oh, he is ready. So, Dr. Roberts, let me bring you up. I'm always bragging on you. So, he's there in the great say an hour. So let me bring you up and just come on, just share a few words. Oh, the gang is there.
We've got everybody. How are you, Dr. Clark?
Hey,
It
what's
is so
going
good to
on?
see you. We're
Good to
just
see
enjoying
you.
hearing you go. I am so grateful to God for you. You are the biggest blessing because of who you are. I mean, without the campaign, just what God has done in your life. But more than that, you understand the world. You see the world. So many people are fixed in a silo. They're just capsulated on their identity in politics. And we're so much more than that as people, you
Absolutely.
know, and as God's children. And so one of the things we heard yesterday repeatedly, we've been campaigning, across Iowa, and we've been with so many people. We were in events, I think, for about 13 hours yesterday from start to finish. All the different places combined, talking with people. So many were undecided. So many are sick of the choices because every choice is all about them or they are about a party. They're always running against each other instead of a vision for America and for the world and for God's people. And so it's always so inward looking and selfish looking. And so we heard so many wonderful things yesterday. One of the greatest observations that was shared with us was that our team, our entire campaign, is actually the only campaign that is representative of America. They said
Wow.
they took, each with each candidate, you can describe who their supporters are. You can describe the followers. You can describe who it is. And they kind of maybe look the same. They're in the same age range. They have the same demographic. They're very much the birds of a feather and of the same tribe. But America is very diverse. And so one of the great things that they noticed, and this is just, the team that God assembled for us. And we didn't go around and say, okay, how do we get people from different parts? We didn't worry about optics. We just were trying to walk and run a campaign the way God wanted us to, and then He would bring the people that are supposed to help and support. And so, what they noticed was that, obviously, I'm in America, from America. We have people from South America. We have people from Africa and Nigeria. We have people from Europe and Germany. And then you look at all of the people everywhere online that are supporting us, and it is a miracle. It really is something to see all of the people who are supporting. Roland Roberts for president because of who we are and what we stand for, and because of the future that America is going to have as a result. So we're grateful to be with you all. Your support has been incredible. We're grateful for what you have done this entire campaign. And it comes down to today for us. We're about to head out into sub-zero temperatures again. Yesterday, the wind chill was up to negative 45, minus 45 degrees. And it created a lot of laughs. We've had a good time. I was thinking, Dr. Shirley, this morning, there's so many different comeback stories, if you will, but there's a lot of movies based on true stories. I was sharing with the men this morning how we were in my room praying, and I said, it's like the greatest comeback in Olympic history was an ice skating thing where they would go in a circle and take very tight turns and all of this down to the ground. And it was 7 or 8 people, and they were all going around and around. And there was one that was always at the really far behind all the other pack. And literally, right before the finish line, they all fell, and he skated right to victory. The one who was far, far
Wow.
last. If you watch the movie Secretariat, you realize that with horse racing and horses that have had the heart to go the distance in those final moments and pull away, even in the middle of the race, just so far behind. And then, even the real story of dodgeball and the gyms that were competing, and they had the team that they had, and they had great victory in the end. I'm telling you, I was thinking even this morning about how over a year ago on a interview I did in Nashville, Tennessee, a radio interview, and I said that 1 plus God is a majority.
Woo.
And as we stand in Iowa today and we see the other campaigns, their buses going by, and Trump, about a mile away from us at the hotel, and we've got the other candidates at the different hotel, and we're all at our own hotel right now. And we've got different events. We all have the people that we've talked to, but only God can do this miracle.
Yes.
And we know that, and we're trusting him. And no matter what happens, whether we come in first place, last place, or no place, God is still in control. He's still on the throne. And what has been started, what has been moving and mobilized here in Iowa and around the world, with presidents and people on the ground around the world who have gotten behind and supported Roland Roberts for president, I'm telling you, it's just the beginning, no matter what happens today. But we're expecting great, great things from God tonight in Iowa. So many people that we even got a message a few moments ago saying, hey, we want to robocall all of your supporters, telling them to get out and caucus for you.
My God.
No need. No need. Stop bothering. Don't bother people with robocalls and all that.
Right.
They're getting it from all the other campaigns, and it's not personal. And trust me, they know, because it's all you hear in Iowa. If we stopped to get coffee when we landed on Saturday, and everyone's, are you here for the caucus? Are you here for the? That's all the rage in Iowa today, and it's exciting here, even in the sub-zero temperatures. So we're glad to be with you. Thank you again for who you are and how God used you on this campaign. I want some of the team to be able to say a word here as well, because they have been with me every step. Miguel had to drive through the night, 11 hours in snowstorms where you could not see in front of your face. And he has been driving, and he has been a great help. And so would you address, there's a lot of Latinos in Iowa, and we need them out to caucus even for tonight. So, Senor, go ahead.
Hola, ¿qué tal a todos? Miguel Vélez acá desde Iowa con unas temperaturas tremendas. Hi, how are you, Mr. Clark? Bueno, os invito a todos los latinos a apoyar a Mr. Roland Roberts para presidente. Hoy en Iowa tenemos una misión muy importante. Dios está con nosotros, así que por favor, ir a los caucus, ver tu dirección, correr y apoyar a Mr. Roland, que es el único presidente que está apoyando a los latinos dentro de los Estados Unidos. Remember, all Mr. Roland, support Latino community. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Trust us.
Amen.
And tell them real quick, one of the challenges that we have faced in Iowa, quite frankly, which is interesting, we've gotten so much support from the faith communities, from all denominations, and all races, everybody. But I'll tell you, it's interesting, those who don't want to get engaged, or they just want to stay off, but their lives are so affected. And I know that's a challenge for many in the Hispanic Latino community where they're just scared to get involved and get engaged. They don't want to put their neck up because they're
Right.
afraid of what will happen. What would you say to those who are watching, who have an opinion? Every single last
Exactly.
Latino in Iowa has an opinion on who they want for president and who they like, who they enjoy hearing, who they think would make life better for their families. But what would you say to them if they're just too afraid to go to whatever the location is?
Bueno, obviamente invito nuevamente a los latinos que soportemos a Mr. Roland. Hoy por hoy, los latinos no estamos muy en la política, obviamente por algunas razones. Muchas veces somos los que venimos a trabajar, estamos hoy aquí presionando para que para que el milagro suceda. Vamos apoyando firmemente y esperamos tener una parte importante de los latinos apoyando a Mr. Roland Roberts para presidente. Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias, senor. Let me tell you, every single candidate, every single campaign, if you've been watching the drama on X, you'll know all of it's unbelievable the amount of drama going on here. Because when we go into a restaurant, others are there. Should I tell them this story? I won't say names, but I'm going to have to tell the story. Last night, we went to a restaurant. It was the Machine Shed. I think is in it. The Machine Shed, the coolest place. It's actually on a farm. Amazing food. It's really an incredible, very special place. So we get there very late, right? In fact, about 30 minutes before they closed. We were hurrying from so many different events. We were hours late because of how well everything else went. And so we get there, and they were gracious. They left it open for us. But I will tell you, they started talking, and then some of them wanted pictures with me, and they started giggling. And one of the ladies said that they have had 2 other candidates in within the last 3 days. And obviously it's the biggest, it's the first few slots that in the polls. And they said, we've had the other candidates in, and they, one especially was very rude. None of them would allow you to they would take a picture with you. They would not even talk. So when we see all the things on X and they're like at the campaigns and they're like, oh, we love the people of Iowa. You won't even talk to a waitress. They wouldn't even give them the time of the day. They wouldn't even take a picture with them. It wasn't, and I remember it's just a stark contrast between people who have the optics of, oh, we care about you, and then they really don't care a single thing. That's why you then elect them, because you were fooled. They get in office and you're like, well, why isn't it that they're doing anything for us? How is that possible? I thought that it's because you were duped. And the people on the ground know it. Whenever you go in and how you treat people, everybody, whether they vote or not. You know the lady I took a picture with, one of them, I think she told you that she's not even going to be a vote today. She's not voting. She's going to work, and she needs to keep earning the money, the waitress to keep earning the money. She can't even take off to go vote. She's not going to do it. But it doesn't matter. At least she knows there are people who care about her. And I want people who can go caucus to go caucus for us, for people like her.
Right.
Because there's people who want us in office that they're counting on you because you are able. Maybe you're retired. Maybe you are able to take the day. If you work second shift, you're able to take off. I know everyone's allowed to. No job can force you when you are on voting days and election days. You by law are able to go, but it's at 7 o'clock. Most people you can start going at 5 o'clock is when most of the places open, and you definitely want to be there by 6:15 because to make sure there's no issues. You have to take longer on the roads because many of them are covered. They're a little bit better today. We could see the pavement in some places. The major roads, the interstate, for example, is a little bit clearer today. But you still have to be very careful. Black ice. The cold is the biggest problem. If you're outside for even maybe 10 minutes, you can get frostbite. Yesterday, I think it was even 5 minutes. It's very tough on that. But you know what? Whatever it is and however it goes, everybody who can. Caucus for Roland Roberts for president. America needs God. God can use anybody. He doesn't have to use me. If we don't win the presidency, that's not an issue with God. God is God no matter what. The government will be upon his shoulders, and we're just a part of being obedient to him in this. So thank you all for supporting me, Dr. Clark. Thank you for the great work that you do. We're keep following us throughout the day. We're getting ready to go to different stops and campaign stops, and then of course it'll culminate tonight, where we will nominate and be nominating Roland Roberts for president. And God bless each of you. And Iowa, let's do this.
All right. God bless you. Y'all have a great day. Look forward to
Back to you.
checking
Thank you,
in
Dr.
with
Clark.
you back and forth. God bless.
All right.
Wow, you heard it your own self from the right from, I said, the man's mouth. And there's nothing wrong with being kind. And I think that's what he was bringing out. We all know that you think people come and they want stuff around you, can be it, but there's nothing wrong with being kind. And so I sometimes I have to let people know that when I'm out speaking years ago, really out, and the fact of the matter, folks are blessed by you when you're out and you're speaking and you get this crowd or get people around you and stuff, and you might be exhausted or whatever after being involved, in the whole, conference or event sometime. But I think we all know that sometimes pitches sometimes might not be the best time. I remember my pastor and bishop talks about his life trying to just walk through a mall before he got, when he really got really well known. It is difficult even just to have to go out and eat that, but even so, he trained us to know that those are moments that you can't take back from people when it's the fact that they see you, they're enamored by you, but they also honored to even be in the room with you. And so there's nothing wrong with being kind. And this is the key that we want you to understand. Even politics, I know all of this, that you can't take a picture with everybody and all of that. So sometimes your people need to be there and say, listen, do you mind? Let us get through this. There is nothing wrong with being kind. That's what he was bringing out. So, I want to clear that up, because I do know some people would say, well, people always wanting pictures. They always, and the thing is, sometimes I know that you're trying to eat, but you don't have to be mean, especially when you're going to be the president of the United States of America. I love what my friend the Todds talk about. Pastor Brenda and Tommy Todd talks about how Jesus was, he was with the sheep. He smelled like the sheep. And so, sometimes we smell more like the elite instead of the sheep. And so we need to make sure that no matter how big we get in life, who you are, be kind. That's what Dr. Roberts was saying. And again, we know that sometimes it is an inconvenience, but be honest, that's what happens when you, move up in society and you're a celebrity. It is, I tell you, I know it's hard. But and sometimes you want to be angry or frustrated, but that comes, as I said, that's a byproduct of being a celebrity. And it is tough, but I do believe you can be kind and say, give me a moment, give me a moment. I remember Bishop sharing it. Sometimes you just have to just let people know that give me a moment. But a waiter, come on, just say thank you, be kind, shake the hand. And this is what Dr. Roberts is about. He's humble. And again, this is where you've got to know that you represent the people. And so the first time you encounter someone you like that, it doesn't really feel well. It doesn't set well when people treat you like that. And you're a wager earner. You're someone like a waitress and all of that, and people who are working in the hotels to make you maids and stuff. It's hard for us when someone we look up to will act and that type of way with you. So just be mindful of these things, that it lets you know to a certain point. And I tell people we all have bad moments and days, but remember, you representing the people wherever you're going, and all points. And so just be nice, even if you got to tell them, give me a moment, not sure, I'm trying to get some eat. Let your people that's why you should have people around you also that help deflect all of that, and just make sure it's, they're nice. There's nothing wrong with being kind and nice. So listen, I'm not going to stay out here long, but listen, for the people in our one of the things I wanted, but Dr. Roberts had to get, keep going. Today is the Martin Luther King Day. We celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King. Certainly today is a wonderful day to be celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King. And because this is the primary. So his main thing was about releasing people into freedom, having these default systems where we know that our lives valued as American citizen, that our lives value and have he in a place where he really wanted us African American to be treated like human beings. And I was looking at some of the quotes today, and I want to say about Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King. I'm just looking here. I can see. I think my co-host is getting ready to come on, so I'll bring it up in just a moment. So listen. There's a couple of quotes that I want to talk about. It says, for when people get caught up with that which is right, and they are willing to sacrifice for it, there is no stopping point short of victory. And so I wanted to read this today because this represents the caucus group there in Iowa and selling there on I think sub-zeros or some. The temperature is so cold. He said in 10 minutes you can get frostbitten. I just wanted to remind you of what Dr. Martin Luther King said about sacrifice. So, see, there's always a sacrifice attached to victory. He said, but when people get caught up with that which is right. So today, I want to encourage you to go out and do what's right. Go out and write his name and nominate him, Dr. Roland Roberts, tonight. I stand and nominate Dr. Roland Roberts. Note that you got to write it down, who you want to nominate Dr. Roland Roberts and why. So you're willing and it said they are willing to sacrifice. That's what the great people right now in Iowa is doing. They are sacrificing to get to the polls. And listen, I want you to be a part of part of this victory, this miracle that God is going to do. We're not trying to do everything. I'm part of the campaign. So we're not trying to do things the old wine, use no old wine skin to get this new victory. We already know that the demonic forces and things there's an interference right now into that everything. Anytime you're running for president, I didn't even know how many times that we hadn't seen folks that everybody just running for office because there's been a censorship. But that can't continue. So this team leads with prayer. Hello, Coach. Are you ready to come up? Are you ready to come up? Let me bring welcome to the stage my co-host. We're going to be dotting in and out today. Lady Krista Henry. She's a coach and let's move you over because when I brought you in, she's a podcaster herself. She has the Krista Henry show. Let me see. Can you bring your head up? And do I need to try to bring mine up? Yeah, so we can hear. Yeah, that looks good. And so we want to make sure, and she knows Dr. Roland Roberts too. She's met him on several occasions. And let's see, should I make it some? Oh, yeah, that's good. We just had, get that little green. And so let me turn this down. But anyway, we are excited, Doctor, that this is the primary, and we know there's been some censorship going on with Dr. Roland running for president, but we just obeying God, and now we got the Martin Luther King Day, which is the primary day, and we got all of this going on at the same day. I mean, what a beautiful time and day to do it in history when Dr. Dr. Martin Luther King. He was about freedom and also you saw and about diversity. Everybody being treated, with kindness and the same. And you saw Dr. Roberts. I don't know if you saw. He had the men from he had African behind him, European, and he has also you had the Hispanic community. Also, there's a Jewish, the Jewish community part of his team as well. We as ladies, black ladies, white lady, Filipino, All of us.
Yes.
That's a matrix of success. And what do you
Yes.
think about that? Because that's what Dr. Martin Luther King was about: diversity, but fairness, being everybody working together. And it wasn't so much he was fighting for righteous civil right movement, but he was also for all men being treated equally. So,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on that?
One of the things that when you say Martin Luther King, I think of his not only his "I Have a Dream"
Hmm.
speech, but his many of his speeches and um, all over the nation was
Hmm.
about unity, and
Right.
your
Yes.
description of who was in the background, who has been on camera, who has been supporting, who has been praying for Dr. Roland Roberts is truly
Right.
a success matrix, because it takes all of us, males, females, all nationalities, all religious standpoints,
Yes.
because
Yes.
everyone has a different perspective of what success is, what victory is. But if we are unified,
Hmm.
it is very difficult to win a battle when you are unified, when you are at a unified front. And
Hmm.
so we are asking, the people that went with Dr. Roberts to Iowa, they drove in,
Right.
they went there to nominate him, to stand with him. And so today we say, stand with Dr. Roland Roberts. We say, why? Because he is a man of God who has not just the spirit, but the knowledge, the
Right.
background, and he has done so many things to unify different nations,
Right.
with the United States. So when I think of what are we doing, where are we, what is our goal for the nation? Um,
Woo.
when
Come
I
on.
look at my book, Made to Lead Millions, I wanted to pull out a little quote from page 129. It says, "Truly, it is a challenge to lead when you as a leader cannot see the victory."
Oh my God. Where is that from?
That's from Made to Lead Millions,
That's in your book. Wow.
from
Oh my
page
God. You might
129.
want to quote that again because
Yeah,
somebody missed it. They were playing with the phone. You know, they were
yes,
passing through the room.
right. Truly, it is a challenge to lead when you as a leader cannot see the victory. And we have to, that is called leading by faith.
Wow.
Leading by faith when you can't see it. And we're asking you to write his name in on the ballot, just in case you don't know how to spell it. It's Dr. Rollan Roberts, Roberts. Write his name in the ballot today. Make sure that you nominate him, because the challenge that he has is not everyone knows him. But
It's exactly.
soon he will be a household name.
Yes, he will.
And he is a leader who can lead by faith.
Yes.
And so that's what he's doing. And he has followers that are following him by faith. So when we are leading by faith, we have to reach down inside of us and pull out also the memories of the previous victories out of our minds.
Hmm.
As leaders, you have to lead when you can't see it. You have to lead when you're going into some place that you've never been before. Think about that. How can I lead you when this is the first time I turn the key and open the door? How do I know,
Woo. Come
when
on.
I'm going into a new place, how do I know where the bathroom is, where the sink is, where the offices are? How do I know where the stairs are? I have to walk in there by faith. What if I can't turn the light on? How do I know where the light switch is? So when you're a leader and you are leading beyond your sight, you have to really lean and trust on God.
Wow. You know, I was looking at another quote by Dr. Martin Luther
Yes.
King. It says, "Be a bush if you can't be a tree." Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Come on now. They say if you can't see, people make too many excuses. He said, if you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, he said, be a star. Okay, no more excuses. Okay, do what you got to do. What he's saying, for it isn't by size that you win or fail. Be the best or whatever you are. See, sometimes the devil make us think, or just in general, life has told you you're not important. Your
Mm,
vote won't count. You know, and they
yeah.
don't want to hear what I got to say. Yes, we do. You're
Yeah.
in this earth. You're not a vacuum. See,
Yes.
the society is our context anyway. So whatever's going on, we got to get our cues, a lot of this stuff from the context of society. So society tell us in order for Dr. Roland Roberts, come on, to win, to push him up. We
Mhm.
already know all we're doing is obeying God. We're not worrying about the Nimmer. Come on. We just got the Joshua. We got it was a army, but who was the one that just had the 300? He told him just and to get rid of all those.
Oh, Gideon. Gideon.
Gideon.
Yes,
I think
Gideon.
it's allowed. Let me tell you something, woman of God. Let me say this.
Yes.
Say it this way. Volume doesn't equal up to value. Okay, let me write that in. Volume
Does
doesn't
not
equal up
equal up
to
to
value.
value.
Can,
I
can
so
you put
agree.
that in the chat in the comment for me?
Yeah,
Can you just can you get to the
yes,
comment? Because
yes,
they need to hear that again. Just cause
yes,
all the woofing and the noise that's out there. Volume doesn't equal to value. I don't learn that. A lot of folks do a lot of woofing. And look at we got one of our partners, Diana. Dr. Diana's watching. I'm so excited. Hi, Dr. Diana. We welcome you to this broadcast. We're not going to be out here much longer, but Coach Chris and I is going to be jumping out throughout the day on this platform.
yes.
Talk about this candidate. Talk about it. See, say if you want evil to prevail, do nothing. Then
Oh,
let the world be like it is. Because
you gonna make me fall out of my chair.
yeah, just do nothing. But you better not say nothing then about how bad the world is if you're not going to be a part of the solution. Say,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Coach Chrisley, I hear this.
You
No,
know,
I find out folks, I didn't vote. Then don't complain.
right. You know, when you said the last quote from Dr. Martin Luther King, if you're either be a bush or a tree, you know, he had to have imagination.
Yes,
And even in order to make those statements. And
right.
a lot of times, because we don't know who we are and we
Mm-hmm.
don't know what we want, we don't vote.
Ooh, say it again. Come on, I'm going to bring up
Because
his
we
mind.
don't know who we are and we don't know what we want, we don't vote.
We
And
don't
every
vote.
vote counts, every vote matters. And so I'm saying, whatever state, whatever position, whoever you are important
Yes.
and your vote matters.
Your vote
So
matters.
take
That's what Dr. Luther King was about.
yes, he was like everybody matters.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. He came from a standpoint when the nation did not recognize us to have
Mm-hmm.
as being fully capable of other human beings. So he came from a standpoint of, I need you to hear my dream. I have this dream,
Yes.
but I need you to hear the dream so that we can see it. It's one thing to dream it, it's another thing to speak it. But when it comes to full tuition, when we can say, yes, he had a dream, now we're walking in it, talking in it, living it. And so that's what honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is about. And that's what Dr. Roland Roberts wants to do. He wants to walk in the words that Dr. Martin Luther King said so many years ago. I have a dream. Dr. Roberts wants to take what Dr. Martin Luther King had, the dream, and create a unified reality. One nation under God, indivisible, and
Woo,
justice
come on,
for
girl.
all. That's the kind of nation that Dr. Roland Roberts wants to see and experience. And he wants us all as a united, we are the United States of America.
Yeah. This is
We
so
are the
good.
United States of
Ooh, I
America.
like that.
And we need to show what unity looks like to the world.
Yes. And that's exactly right. And I think, like you were saying, this is Dr. Martin Luther King. Did he not? This is why they dolls was water, all kinds of things they were beaten, so
Mm.
we could just get out and vote. It's, have the right to do this. And so let's get out. Let's this caucus group and all of the people there in our. We need you to get out. We need you to go and make sure you write it in.
Right.
I nominate. Show up tonight and say, I nominate. This is the key. You have to say that. They got so many ways of trickery. So we're giving you the word. I nominate. Take stuff with him, Lady Crystal. They need to take. We just put together. Matter of fact, we're going to send it out to our team. So let me just take about 3 or 4 minutes and share that with the team. The presentation that we put together to get people ready for this, Lady Kristen. So give me a moment. I think this is a great time for us to do this. So let me see if I can get that up and say vote. Yep, I think I can do it here. Is that showing okay?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let's see if
Beautiful.
yeah, vote America, every vote counts. The steps for the day. What we want to make sure people know how to do it. Nobody can say, I didn't know what I needed to do, what I need to bring, whatever. So let me just take a few minutes on this and make sure. So we put together 4 steps for you for the day to make it. So, and you got to understand, this is about getting moving in the right way. So let me just go over the steps we got. Step 1 is to pray. Step 2 is to plan. 3 is to bring. And then 4 is to pray again. Notice what we did with 1 and 4. Because come on, Coach Chris, what this thing about prayer, I'm telling you, it's serious.
It is. It is.
You got to the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty
Yes.
through God through the pulling down of strongholds. So let me just
Yes.
quickly go through these steps in case you're there in an hour and you want to know what to do. Okay, so what we want you to do, step 1 is to pray. Be prepared. Be prepared. Be on the lookout. Opposition will come against you. This is a culture, Lady Krista. I was like, oh my God, when I felt like I got thrown into it. No matter how well, if you hadn't been in it, when you encounter it for the first time, it feels like you've been thrown into a whole nother world. It is. I promise you it is. I remember going to my first press conference and the first time, and I'm listening to all these people, and my girlfriend was running for, I think it was district attorney here in my area, and it was something to be in that whole. Now I'm in this whole political environment. I'm more, in the mobilization and a lot of things that I'm doing in prayer. So, but to get into that culture, you can see just even the forces that they talk is demanding, is horrible to a certain point. And so, if you're not used to it, all I could do was come home and just go in bed and just throw the cover over my head. It was like, what? You can feel the warfare, what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes.
I could feel the warfare on this thing, and I was like, oh my God. And so don't let nothing stop you from going to a caucus location tonight. This is specifically for those in the state where the primary is. I know the weather listen, if you need to go, 3 hours, take you some food, watch it.
Get you a blanket.
Yes, get the water, get your heat going. Take
Yes.
your time, make it there. So don't start out at 6. You want to start out at 4 or 3, because if it closes at 7, I don't know how all this is going to work. Just give yourself a lot of time, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. So you want to be ready. And step 2 is to plan ahead. Identification, it should have been location. The location, I just tapped that in the last of this. So locate your proof of residency. That means that you're gonna have private needs. Sometimes you just have to be ready with the devil. electric bill, water bill, car insurance. Sometimes when you get ready to shift and help shift a nation, come against these embedded sins in your community, your nation, especially America. They have all kind of trappings to keep you from voting. So bring everything with you: insurance policies, bills, bank credit statements, and then you want to make sure you know the location. So what is the closest one to you? Get there. It's sometimes, but also, Lady Chris, it might not even be the best one for you. Find somewhere else that got more of a spirit, a synergetic spirit that connects with you. Sometimes you might have to go maybe another 5 minutes to get to the right one. Don't let the devil intimidate you. That's what I'm telling you.
Right. Yes.
There are more than one caucus. Okay. I mean, location, but you want to find out. And then you want to find out how long it takes to get there. So you got to add in more time when it come into stuff like this. So you got to make sure you're ready. You got the time. I said like this, in Dallas, if good weather, we already know that, it's a 45 minutes. Bad weather, add another hour almost. It's like you got to plan for it, even though it might be less. You got to plan for it, especially when you're shifting now. So you make sure you're at your location 15 minutes prior to the start tonight, but give yourself a lot of time to get there. So map it out. So you got phones, GPS. Lady Crystal, they don't have any excuse not knowing how long it takes. And which is I don't know which is the best app. Is it Google or is it Wave? Someone would give you the weather, where stuff is broken down and all of that.
Yes, absolutely. It will tell. Waze, I know, definitely tells you if there's a backup, if anything is shut down. So yes, use your electronic device. Make sure it's charged up before you leave,
right?
So that you will have enough juice to get where you need to go.
So that means they need to get gas too.
They need to get gas. They need to make sure their phone is charged up. Take some water.
Say that again.
Take some blankets. Be prepared to get there unhindered. But even in case something happens,
and we're going to talk about what bring right exactly like you saying. I like that blanket thing because I didn't have that.
Yes. I remember having a vehicle and it being very cold and not having heat. So I had to bring a blanket. I had to bring water just in case anything happened. You don't know when the roads are questionable. So you just be prepared. You wear layers of clothes. You want to.
Exactly.
You layer up.
That's good. And let's just be honest. So those people, most of them live there. So they know about dealing with inclement weather. So, but we want to make sure that when you will have a minute dealing with I said this politics stuff. It's a whole nother world. When I tell you a whole nother culture, he would put out everything to keep you from putting righteousness in place. So just know that, like I said, whatever you did before, do three. I love what Grant Cardone does. He started the word 10x. He started the language of 10x. You want to 10x this devil.
Yes, absolutely.
Another thing, couple of things here, and set 2 reminders in your phone. I love my came up with all this. And he got up early and started writing this up. One of our other team members, he said, I just don't want to make it seem like a lot. But I said, I heard do a PowerPoint, make it easy. Visual aid works for people. So he said, set one for 10 minutes before you have to go and then when it's time to go. In most phones, you can put multiple times for your reminders.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, so set it for 10 minutes and then set it for the time to leave. And so that will help you. We're trying to make sure you win there. So
absolutely.
Yeah, and so people say, I'm late all the time. If you just already go ahead and know 10 minutes, it gives you that. Okay, I got a little. How people are. They need that extra. Okay, I got 10 minutes. So that's the other one to go.
Yes, I know I do that. You got 10 minutes. Okay, oh no, let me change it again. Okay, let me check. Let me snooze. Okay, I'm good now.
Everybody like a little snooze. You know that's true. I like a
Yeah.
little snooze, but say, okay, okay, let me snooze. And they said that the snooze button gives you more heavy sleep because you kind of know that you got a little moment you can dive in. That's what just I heard this on the a
Yeah.
news thing that when people hit snooze, they said that little snooze sleep it gives
Is
you a lot
deep.
more better, refreshing sleep.
Yeah. And you know that you've got someone to wake you up.
Yeah,
That sound, that alarm, you know someone's going to wake you up. So you get into a deep sleep. You relax. Okay, let me make my 10 minutes count.
right.
So,
Right. We said make it count. Okay, and so nomination. This is planning ahead. You want to prepare your talking points. If you're going to be the one, now let me just say too, you might not know you're going to be it, but if you're the only one there, so this is, and as Dr. Roberts said on these Zooms we had over the last 10 nights prior to from the second through the what is it 12. He said, don't worry about being great orator. If there's nobody else in the room, tag you in. So
mhm.
go ahead and prepare like you're going to be the one. And you
Yes.
might not be, but just be prepared because if you're the one in the room and you know you for him, and you have to go ahead and have some talking points. Let me just say this, and it says write them down. Don't do this from memory because there's a different culture when you get into it, and you might feel intimidated. Do it afraid. Joyce Meyer said that, right? Did she say
Right.
that?
Yes, absolutely. And when I think about training people to speak, as both of us do, we always tell people relax,
Right.
breathe in, and then project your voice.
Mhm.
Your voice needs to be heard.
Right.
And
Exactly.
since Dr. Roberts, may not be in that room, you're speaking for him.
Yes.
So make sure you write those points down, clearly state them. And it's okay to pick up that paper and
Absolutely. You look.
read those
Absolutely.
points. But state it loud, state it clear so that people know what name to write, Dr. Roland Roberts, and that they will follow you. Just know that when your voice is heard, it's going to show up and make a difference for our nation. Your voice
Yeah.
is important. Speak up and don't be afraid. Do it
Yeah.
afraid if you are.
That's right. All right. And so let's do the last two steps. Step three is to bring, and you mentioned that. I remember to take everything with you that will make your day successful and comfortable. You're just gonna have to take a moment and focus. Oh, I
Mhm.
just grab it on the way out. Mm-mm. ID, place with your proof of a citizenship or whatever you need to residency, shoes, boots. It's cold. You might step in some water, mud, all kind of puddles and things.
Mhm.
Lady Crystal. So you might have to have extra shoes on hand. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and if you're going to be out there all day, you got to stay hydrated,
Yeah.
regardless. You
Make
need,
sure you got your hat and gloves and your
yeah.
scarf. That's very important, in cold weather.
Hmm.
Flyers, posters, business cards, whatever you need to bring with you, make sure you have it readily available in your pocket, in your purse.
And I like what you said earlier too about the phone. Make sure it's powered up.
Hmm.
Electricity can go out. You
Yes,
gotta, you gotta understand. Some of y'all, you need everything that can. You need portable devices,
yes.
and things like that, just for future references. You
Mm.
need to have what you need to have. And so I like that. Make sure you got what you need. These phones, and I, for one, have a digital business card. But when you're dealing with the, evil
The
forces,
public.
things,
Mhm.
you got to have something printed sometimes.
Right. Right. Because it's hard to you can't get your fingerprint on your phone. It's hard to tap it when you have gloves on. So
Yes, that's
utilize
good.
paper, utilize the flyers, the posters, the cards, business cards. Yes, because it's cold. And
Right.
so people will take a card from you or a flyer from you because they have gloves on, you have gloves on. So,
Mhm. And another thing too, I wanted to make sure if you know you're part of the team, the Caucus Group, and you have to bring something, don't forget to bring those things. If you know you're bringing the T-shirts, you're bringing, the buttons or whatever. Make sure you go ahead and pack it now.
yes.
Get it in
Yes.
one place. It's like you get, what does they do? Like when your wife is pregnant, men's wife are
Oh,
pregnant.
you got to have your bag packed.
Right,
You gotta have your bag packed by the door
right,
months in advance, weeks
right.
and months in advance. You have to have that bag packed, and so you have to be ready
And
to.
let's talk about snacks too. They might need to have
Yes,
some snacks, right? Sandwiches,
absolutely.
and try to stay away from a lot of sugar when you got a long day. A lot of that you can have it. That's not, but maybe fruit better. Veggie snacks, something that help you to stay
Bring
focused.
that hot cup of coffee,
Yeah,
in the mug, and may not stay hot for long, but that'll at
you
least
get a
give you
good
that
mug.
jolt
Yeah, exactly.
you need to go, keep going.
Yeah. So just think for the long haul. Think,
Yes,
that mentally think like that. And the
yes,
last thing is step 4 is to pray before the cockers start. They got a night meeting, Lady Kristen, where
yes,
they stand up, and that's at 7 tonight. Pray for wisdom, it says, and guidance and strength, and the words that God will give you to say during the cockers and nomination. Just
yes,
pray. See,
yes.
let me just help you. Sometimes I've learned that, and just like all of us are speakers, professional speakers, and you sometimes you have to study hours, 20 hours plus for a hour session or 45 minutes. So
Yes.
everything you have on your car, you might that night when you hear God, write it down still, but focus. I have a
Mhm,
lot of talking points like those Zooms and things. I just write
mhm.
stuff down. Doesn't mean I said it all. So
Right,
if
right.
you feel like you've done your job, I say, shut up. No, sit down. Really, what we're saying is sometimes we just remember it's talking points. It doesn't necessarily
Yes.
mean you have to do all the points, Lady Christian, because you
Mhm.
have to study. I think the statistic says like for 20 hours for an hour session or something.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
how it
Mhm.
goes in the speaking industry when I train. But yeah, so be ready, but pray, pray, pray. And one of the things I like to say, Lady Crystal, is that I tell people, don't just sit in a room like this. If you're coming, it's going to be warfare. My spiritual mom that had birthed me out in prayer said the whole while you prayed. There were people that while they were driving up 2 and 3 hours, they would just be in the back seat while the driver's driving, and
Praying.
they're in the back. There
Mhm,
you go. They don't
mhm,
talk, because they back, they're praying. And
mhm,
so one of the things I know, Billy Graham said it before revival, is prayer. He said 3 things: prayer, prayer, and more prayer. So we're not
mhm,
going. This is one
mhm,
you can, like you said, overkill prayer. You you
mhm.
you can keep praying. Don't say I pray too much. So, Lady Krista, that is, those are the things we really want people to focus on and make sure they're ready for all of Caucus Group and all of the community there. And
Yes.
one of the things I love that they could see, I want to encourage Lady Krista, if you notice, like we talked about earlier, the diverse community around Dr. Rob.
Yes. Yes.
So you got to get out now, represent.
Yes. Mhm.
You,
Represent, represent. You're representing the change for the nation.
hmm
You're representing change for United States of America. So be prepared.
Yeah.
Be prepared to go. Be prepared to say something. Be prepared to stand.
Ooh, come on. You said be prepared to say something. I love
Yes, yes, yes. And be prepared to stand.
that. Because don't let these spirits intimidate you.
Yes, yes.
You do
Be
know they
prepared
have.
to stand.
You do
Mhm.
know people have, Lady Krista, they have actually left their position in the government because, come on,
Mhm.
because of threats now. People's
Yes.
lives are
Mhm.
threatened.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so that's why I say you got to be ready to stand. Again, your voice is important and necessary.
And necessary. I'm gonna I'm trying to see if we can bring that. I want to have so you can see him and his wife. Let's see if we can come down and let's see all these different ways that we can pull ourselves together. But I'll bring him to the front. Oh, I know. I'll bring him to the front because God is doing some incredible things to this. Do you know the country of Ukraine? Come on, dummy here
Right.
invited him months
Mhm.
ago to help them rewrite the entire Constitution. Now,
My God.
anybody can lead this country.
Yes, yes, yes.
Come on, is Dr. Roland Roberts.
Dr. Roland Roberts, absolutely.
So
Yes.
we want them, the whole country. He wrote the country. Come on. You
That's
know, some of you
amazing.
can't even write a little policy for your business, and you're being asked to do something like this, so the whole country are
The whole
saying,
country, unifying a whole country. If he can do it for another country, he can do it for our country.
that's a Dr. Roland Robinson. So I'm
Yes.
putting pictures up so
Nominate
nobody
him.
won't be confused. You know, you
Mhm.
say, you won't be
Right. No
confused.
confusion.
Let's not
Right.
let's not be confused. We're talking
Right.
about Dr. Roland Roberts, and so we really want you to get out and do the right thing. Nobody didn't let
Mhm.
me know. Well, we're letting you know now. So
Yes.
this is the confidence we have in him. If we ask
Absolutely.
anything according to his will.
Yes.
So we want to encourage the people to get out today. Lady Krista, I'm getting ready. We can close here. We'll let's see. Somebody got some comments. Let's see what's going on. Dr. Dana, she said preparation yields opportunity. All
Yes.
right, Dr. Diana, we love you.
Yes.
She said, great
Absolutely.
team. Keep pressing. Press the
Mhm.
key. We love you. And so God is faithful. So we thank you for watching this and hanging out with us, Dr. Diana. So listen, we love you. God bless you. Lady Krista, I'm not sure when we'll come back. We are going to be checking with the team there. So today for our time, it's about, I'll say about 11:30. So maybe a couple more hours. We'll
Okay.
check in with the team, see if they're
I
available.
look forward to it. I look forward to it. Now, does everyone know what nominate means? You know, sometimes we say that we are proposing and we are formally into the entering the candidate, Dr. Roland Roberts, into the election.
Mhm.
We want him to be elected. So I just want to make that clear to our listeners. This is what we're asking you to do. You know, I remember watching Saturday morning cartoons, and they would have different teaching points about the government and how it ran. And that was very powerful. But a lot of times we forget, what are we doing? How does this happen? How does someone become elected as president? So it starts with the nomination. So we are asking you to nominate Dr. Roland Roberts today.
Amen. I'm gonna stop right there. That's a good place to start. Stop. So listen, we love you. God bless you. We'll be back out here in another few hours, checking in with the team there. How you said, boots on the ground, the caucus team.
Yes,
I'll be
yes.
bringing some of the other leaders on. Dr. Marie Wilson there, who is the caucus leader and kind of stirred all of this up. And hopefully we can get James, one of the other leaders, and Pastor Success there. I'm telling God has moved in on the African community have gotten behind Dr. Roland. And so we'll be bringing them on throughout the day as well. So God bless you. I need
God
y'all
bless you. Thank
to
you so
share.
much,
We need them to
Dr.
share,
Shirley.
right? Don't we need them
Yes.
to share?
Share
So
this broadcast.
one of the things we really wanted people to know, Lady Chris, is that the presidents you hear about that's running, they're not the only one. They have censored your people. So I want you to clearly know
Mm-hmm.
media has censored who will be seen,
Mm-hmm.
and they said they're not credible because if he come forward, we already know that the votes will be split for somebody. That's all I'm just saying.
Yes, that's true. That is
I'm not
true.
calling no name because
Yes, that's
the
true.
righteous people need to know that there is a righteous candidate, and you can go to his website. Let's see Roland Roberts while we're talking about that.
Yes, let's talk.
Let
Let's
me
put
put
it
that.
up there.
Yeah,
Hmm.
let me put that up right quick, lady.
Yeah, let's put that up there
Uh,
because I
that
think people
you
need
can go to Roland
to
Roberts,
know who they are nominating,
right? And that everybody
what he
talks
stands
about
for.
how incredible, Lady Kristen, they talks about how incredible his website is.
Hmm.
How there all the policies of that say that they don't have nobody like this. I had all the
No, no, that's
policies there,
very, um,
videos and do it every. I had never. That's what
very
impressed
transparent.
me. Yeah,
He's
I
very
like that.
transparent,
I think that's a
authentic.
good word.
Yeah, authentic and transparent. Yes, I believe so.
Yeah,
And
and I'm
all of his policies are there, and relevant. They are
yeah,
relevant policies. to what we need in the United States.
Yeah, so please go check out his website. You don't have to, I like I like saying you don't have to throw the shoe in the air and whatever may wherever it falls.
No.
We're waiting for a ship to come in. The ship is coming in, baby. We just need
Yes.
you to get behind the
Yes.
ship. We need you to pull it in. Look, whatever, get on the side and help out.
Yes. Yes.
So go to most people when they come down because there's been so much stuff going on right now, so much noise, and I'm really ashamed almost. I am when I see the fighting that's going on. How can you lead us? That to me, that's not even a good leaders.
No.
Leaders when I see us fighting like this.
Right. We
And
have
whether
to
you're
be
Democrat or Republican or independent, we got to realize that we are still representing. We're supposed to be a leader. You can have different of opinion.
Yes.
You don't have to fight like a cat and scratching eyes, like that kind of stuff.
No.
That's what I'm seeing. And I think this is what the difference we're going to see with Dr. Roland Roberts, that we're taking a stand.
Yes. A professional stance.
And he's an advocate. Yes.
Yes. Professional. Yes. Professional, godly stance. Because we're not only representing the United States of America, but we are representing God.
Yeah. And I think that's what we're getting away. We got 3 or 4 issues that we're fighting over. And that's not the whole United States of America. That's so many other issues. And that's why I love Dr. Roland Roberts and all his policies and issues. All of that's laid out. And as we're just giving you time to get the website down and everything. Take a picture if you need to. But one of the things I loved about his website was I think it was assimilation program for the Hispanic community. That was so laid out. So for the next 7 years, you could try and run all these people out of America, but let me just tell you, you're gonna be we've had some of the best service people, and they are legal. And, there's a lot, and that community need to be honored. And I think that's what you want to do. And he has a very honorable system to integrate that community of people in.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
And let's think as we closing, Lady Crystal, sometimes the people are coming because of their pain. The illegal, they're the pain. There's a lot going on in other countries that America just don't like. There's a lot going on still, but I mean, they're trying to get away from the pain, the torment and stuff. And that's why we're getting some of the illegal aliens, immigrants. But I mean, what I'm saying is sometimes you're on a track.
Yes.
Better in life.
Yes. And like you said, we don't know the environment that they came from.
You're right.
Everyone is not as privileged as America.
Okay.
And so you don't know what they had to go through to get here. Yeah. And most of the people that I know that have come from other countries are very grateful to be here.
Yeah.
Because it saved their life, their family's life. They're able to send money back home.
Yeah.
As well as pay taxes here and, other things here. Right. So that is a subject that we have to understand, that America was built on multiple nations.
On the back. They talked about it years ago, the melting pot, and we are.
Yeah, it is. We are. We are the melting pot. Yes.
And one thing I want to say for those who, I always like to say this too, Lady Chris, as we close for sure at this time, like we doing the preacher thing. We had 3 closings.
We are doing that.
So here's the thing too. One thing Dr. Roberts, if you just go to his website and go through these videos, he talks about a lot of times when we say we are a believer, and there's been so much abuse with that word, Christians and things. And so people experiences or preclude them from actual, I don't want to vote for no Christian. Is what it is that their experience have been not the best. And always know there's always a counterfeit.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean that the shoe was wrong, that you just had damage. The shoe was good, but there have been stuff in a sense that made the shoe, really, and not be good and inferior.
Mhm.
And the same
Mhm.
thing about Christianity. And so
Yeah.
I don't
Mhm.
want you to be
Absolutely.
afraid, because he's good and
Mhm.
sacred, and he taught the
Mhm.
and the secular. So
Mhm.
I want people to understand what it does. It allows him to not just rule the country from his natural abilities.
Yes.
Gives him divine intelligence when he don't know anything. He don't have to guess. I
Right.
don't know if you think you got it. You need to have somebody. If you think at least somebody higher than you, you're not. And
Mhm.
that's why I want
Absolutely.
people to. Even those wouldn't necessarily confess I'm a Christian. A lot of times some people they were still brought up in the church, and different. They believe in different religions,
Mhm.
but when you're the president of the United States, you're the president of all of these fabrics, and that's been woven into
Absolutely.
America.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
to me it says this, Lady Christian, you can speak on this, is that you got a backdrop of character,
Mm.
really.
Say that
So
again.
you got a backdrop of character.
Mhm.
A lot of leaders don't have a backdrop of character. So you're
Mm.
going to rule according to the laws.
Yes.
And
Yes.
if policy need to be changed, you'll be changed
Yes.
based on his
Yes. Yes.
knowledge, his intellectual
Mhm.
capital. And then if all else fail or something, he have that character to fall back on divine intelligence and help him rule the nation. So and
Yes.
we can't say that for everybody.
Mm-mm.
They just
Mm-mm.
grew from their environments and things and the fighting and all of that. And so we've seen enough of this on the floor, all these decisions, getting rid of people. And so that's why I want people to know, don't be afraid to put him in. So and that's why I wanted to go, Lady Christian, go to his website.
Yeah.
They can see how he's very balanced, even in some of the things we know, um, that people try to trick him up, but he dealt with issues. And so one of the biggest, all about the abortion and all of those things that we're not going to get into, but go to his website. You're going to see that. They were really trying to, you pro-life? Here's what we do know. And I think some of our greatest leaders, Dr. Tony Evans, and even people, the leaders in the African American community, we know that pro-life, and I think Dr. Roberts did a great job in that. There's sometimes when you set titles, it's too far
Mm.
to the left or too far to the right.
Mm-hmm.
And it puts you in those settings. And Dr. Roberts recognized that there's some holes in that. But
Yes.
to me,
Yes.
and I love that, abortion to us is we are anti-abortion. That bottom,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't mean that certain situations where someone have done perpetrators and things have done something wrong, they need to be prosecuted.
Right. Absolutely.
So
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
love that because I hate when we have labels. That means if you
Mm-hmm.
say you this, everybody throw you out because of what's been said and what's been done. Laws have always been in a place where you can tweak them or change or
You can
modify.
adjust them, you can change them. I mean,
Yeah,
laws change quite often, and
yeah,
so do people's opinions.
yeah.
They,
Okay,
they change quite often.
you're right. So
So, once when you put your feet in that situation,
mhm.
it may change your opinion.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, so
Mhm.
I love that he's very balanced, understanding that the
Mm.
United States of America, just not just Christians, it's made a whole melting pot of people. So
Yes,
we have
melting
to,
pot of religions, nationalities.
yeah,
It is a
exactly,
melting pot. Yes,
exactly. And
yes.
some things are going to have to favor. The key to it is his backdrop would be
Mm.
something wholesome, got something that has character. He's not just going to just do anything. He's going to pray. Like he just said, they prayed. You didn't hear that. I don't believe they had a group that had prayer in his room this morning. See,
Mm, that's
this
excellent.
is what you want.
Yes,
No,
yes,
somebody you
yes,
got to give.
yes,
I
Lord,
think
yes,
you having prayer with somebody every
yes,
morning. No,
Lord, yes.
no, ain't no
Mm,
thinky. Lady
mhm,
Crystal, did
mhm.
you have prayer? Was it a part of you? Did you call
Right,
it?
right,
I
right.
heard a whole lot of stuff, guys. Trust me. You ain't gonna pull the wool over me too. Yeah, I think he praying with somebody. Think, nah.
No, we know. Prayer happened. It happened. It's been happening.
And you remember you sat with me the day that I met him,
Mm-hmm.
really, and he said that I'm from 3:30 to 7. Am I not telling you? Didn't he say
Yes,
that?
that happened.
Me
Yes.
and my wife, within that time frame. Doesn't mean
Mhm.
every day they did it 3:30.
Mhm.
It could be 5 or 6. They
Yes.
get up
Yes.
and pray, and he wanted to take this discipline
Mm-hmm.
to the White House.
Yes.
I
So
thought that was amazing.
imagine having a president that prays.
Mm, that speaks volume right there, girl.
Imagine having a first lady that prays and they go into prayer for the country daily. That will change the dynamics of the United States of America. That will
Wow,
change the White House and every house, every street,
amazing.
every neighborhood through prayer.
Right. That
Every
is amazing. I
county.
remember you said that when he said
Yes,
that.
when you think
That
about the
thing hit me.
county, the municipalities, everything changes through prayer.
Hmm. So yeah, so we love you all, guys. I would really appreciate y'all sharing this out, getting the word out that there's another person. I don't see his name right here. Write it in. I
Right
nominate.
in. I nominate Dr. Roland Roberts for president. You are taking not only a stand for change, but you are proposing this is the best candidate. This
Mm,
is who I know can run America and run it well, and who will do it with God at the forefront. In God we trust.
woo, I love
It's
that.
not just on our money, but imagine our president that we elect in God he trusts. And
Mm,
then we can all say, in God we trust.
I love that. Well, listen, guys, we're gonna go and we'll be back out here in a few hours again. We're gonna check in, and hey, just hang out with us throughout the day. If you see us live, jump on. We're gonna be, like I said, interviewing some of the leaders, the caucus leaders there in the great state of Iowa, and we are so excited what God is gonna do. We just need people to do what, because get in the birthing position.
Yes, yes. Let's birth this out through prayer. Birth it out through prayer.
Yeah, as soon as Zion what? Travail,
Travails.
be
Yes.
brought forth. Okay,
Yes.
I think that's Isaiah 66 and 8 said, as soon as Zion. So we ain't waiting no ship to come in. I'm saying it again.
No, no,
You
no.
are the one responsible for the
Yes.
birthing and bringing
Yes.
forth of Dr. Roland Robinson to be
Yes.
president of the United States of America. We know God is called into it. And the thing that I love, Lady Chris, as I'm saying goodbye, is that we're not doing this out of just I want to be a leader of America. He
Mhm.
feel the call. See, it's a
Mhm.
different in this. So we're
Yes.
we're not intimidated by the giants. Hello in the name.
Okay, but it's our turn to intimidate the intimidator.
Woo!
It is
It's
our
it's
turn
our
to
time and our
intimidate.
turn, and we're
Right.
sending terror to the
Yes.
one that's trying to tear America. Not on our watch.
Not
Not on our watch. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we
and
will
we'll be
rejoice and be
yes,
glad
glad
in it.
in it.
Matter of fact,
Yes.
let me share it. Let me see if I can get his. Yeah, I know I can do it. Let me do it. Let's close out with Dr. Roberts' video. And let me get this going. Let's see here. And let me share, and then I think this is a perfect way
Perfect
to
way to end.
let's see if we can get it.
Family. No one else is talking about family. You have to strengthen the families of the United States of America. You have to strengthen them if you want a strong nation. With the light from the mountain. Because there is hope for America yet. There absolutely is. There's great hope. I have a great vision for a 22nd century America, but we have to move past this stain, the stain of the vitriol, the stain of the rhetoric, the stain of you've got to be so extreme on either side in order to even have a microphone, or you have to sell your soul to the devil to get on a platform. Give me a break.
This is strong Trump country.
Yes.
I'm just being honest. It is strong Trump company. So
It's God country, not Trump country.
Land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountain to the prairies, to the oceans, white with gold. God bless.
God bless each of you. And may God bless these United States of America. Thank you.
Oh, God bless America, my home sweet home, my home.
All righty, we'll be back in a few hours. God bless you all. Spread the word. You spread the word. Spread the word. And so we'll see you in about a couple of hours. God bless.
All right.
Thank you.
God bless.